Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Risen Esports covering the Upsurge Contenders League. Tonight we have Risen Esports taking on Meme City Esports. I am Tame. I'm joined by my dude here with me, Overlord Muffin. How you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm good. I think I'm looking forward to some exciting games.
So we're getting back into pick bans already, right off the bat. Seeing Ivern ban against Jim is a matter of fact. You're never ever going to see Ivern get through.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, right?
Graves, Fiddlesticks both taken out on the side of Risen. Two meta, very strong junglers at this point. Not really odd bans. A lot of the meta right now does focus around jungle synergy with lanes, so you're going to see a lot of early jungle bans, and there goes the Kindred too.
I am a little bit surprised to see 3 jungle bans, but I'm also surprised to see Fiddlesticks banned. I think that champ is really an NA special. I don't see him a lot around the world.
Yeah, he just received a nerf in 10.15, so his healing against minions isn't as strong. Doesn't really affect his jungle at all since it doesn't change how he heals for monsters. Kind of bodied tank Fiddlesticks a little bit, but from what I've seen, people are still kind of doing it. But now you can't just indiscriminately rush like a Spirit Visage. You need to actually think about what you're building. Risen will pick up the Ash there for Danny Cute Body. And then the freshly buffed Shen, it looks like, will be locked in for Meme City Esports. Let's see, are they just going to hover or lock? Jeopardy music, please. Okay, they do lock the Shen. So Shen just got some buffs in 10.15 that actually are centered on getting him back into pro play and high elo play, where we are tonight. So, not surprised to see him, especially not for the Ezreal. It's a combo you'll see in LPL every time or every now and then. Shen can either go top or support. He's great peel for the Ezreal, who's already super safe. Kind of lets Ezreal just sit on the back line and indiscriminately, do some wholesale damage. However, Risen
people down as it were.
Oh yeah, Risen go with some high intensity crowd control here and zoning tools with the Ash in the Azir.
This is good scaling and the Skarner.
I mean,
did you expect to see the Skarner?
I did not expect to see the Skarner. I honestly thought we were going to see. Yeah, I thought we were going to see like a Wukong. Not sure if you've seen lately, but there's a Skarner thing, especially on PvE since the changes, where Skarner is now going into Liandry's because he's constantly reapplying the debuff, and the Liandry's burn debuff doubles when they're impaired, and obviously his ult impairs, his stun impairs. So it's weird. He has little AP ratios on pretty much all of his skills. It gives him health. So it's a really interesting build. I want to see if he's going to go that. You go Black Cleaver.
The shield well, right?
Yes. It's a 80% AP ratio on his shield.
Jeez.
So you're going to see something. You're going to see like the burn constantly applied. You'll see the Black Cleaver shredding the armor, and it just destroys people, basically. I'm really excited and hope that that's the build he goes for, because it's one of those like theory crafted, like just discovered by the community things. As we are going to see some more bans coming out here. Not surprised to see Meme City Esports taking out the Ornn. A little bit more surprised about a little bit more surprised about the Galio. The Ornn has been picked up a couple times by Risen as we've been following him by Barlow.
Bard is really strong right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, and Bard is just really good.
Especially into Ezreal, because you can punish the fact that he doesn't have a lot of kill pressure in lane. So Bard can look for a lot of roams, and with an Azir mid, you can set up pretty much anything around the Skarner. So it's really hard. Whatever the mid lane pick is here, running that into Bard would be impossible. It's a really good Bard ban. Orianna.
So, I was going to say, with Orianna, you think about the synergy with some of their picks. Obviously, Orianna Ezreal's not really a big thing, but Shen Olaf are two of the best ball delivery systems in the game. You throw the ball on Shen, he taunts, you shockwave. You throw the ball on Olaf, he just hits R and he screams. I believe it's Ragnarok, but he just. Wow. Okay, that's spicy.
Gnar
I have not seen.
Shen. That is spicy. I have not seen
Barlow play Gnar at all this entire split. Gnar has been buffed over and over, but never picked. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does on the pick.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm a big Gnar fan. I think he's quite strong. I think he falls off really hard in competitive because you can play around the Gnar bar, especially into a champion like Ezreal who can poke you and trigger your rage, so you're forced into Mega Gnar. But the Maokai pickup means it's probably going to be a Maokai sport, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it almost certainly has to be a Maokai support. I don't think we're gonna see any like support Gnar shenanigans. I mean, he doesn't have mana, so maybe it could work. Just max Boomerang and never go Mega. Just intentionally try to keep your rage bar down.
I think if you're looking at a weird support pick here, it's going to be Skarner, right? Ash, Skarner bot lane, Maokai jungle, Gnar top. I don't think that's happening.
No. Don't even make me feel this kind of way.
I'm tempted. That sounds interesting. The Braum pickup as the last one. What do you think about that?
I mean, Braum is so standard and so secure. Ult is always relevant. He can protect his team at all stages of the game. It's not one of those things that's going to be like really flashy or stand out, but it's just so kind of generically good. Like how you'll see a lot of teams, even if the comp isn't really calling for it, just sort of lock Leona is another one of those supports where you just kind of see.
Yeah, true.
It's I think you can't go wrong.
I think I would have liked Leona over Braum, just because the dive is better with Leona. No, Braum doesn't help this team that much. Because how much do you block with Braum Shield? I guess that's the question.
But at the same time, if you think about it, if Meme City Esports is thinking about diving, they already have a Shen, they already have an Olaf, they already have an Ezreal who can E out, they already have an Orianna who can speed them up. So it's like, I think they have plenty of dive tools if that's the kind of comp that they want to go for. I think the comp that they're actually going for is a mixture of sort of Wombo and Get Down Mr. President with Ezreal. They have a lot of protection and peel. They have a lot of zoning tools and utility in their kits to keep that Ezreal safe and able to just continually throw Qs and Qs and Qs.
Do his job, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
I like it.
Whereas Risen is drafting more around like a zoning team fight. Like, hey, we have you at the Dragon Pit. We're going to Maokai ult you. We're going to Gnar you into a wall. We're going to use Ashe to slow you. We're going to have Azir shuffle you back into that wall. And if anybody's still alive, Skarner's going to pull you out. Or we're going to start that whole thing with Skarner pulling somebody. So Risen's thing is very much objective and zone control focused. I really believe that for them, their team fights are going to be really, really explosive. And it all really the hitches and starts on so many of their ults. Like, Gnar throwing people into the wall with Mega. Maokai landing his twisted advance. You got Skarner suppressing people and Azir womboing. Even Ashe, it's like they have so many tools to start. They have so many go buttons, one on every single character. So whereas Meme City Esports is playing the more traditional kind of front to back with a lot of especially late game damage and scaling from the Ori and Ez, Risen is going for a pick zoning comp.
Risen's definitely, I think, got an edge in terms of just raw DPS and team fights.
Oh, absolutely, they do.
But Azir is so strong as the game goes on. But my only concern is the jungle matchup, because Olaf can run over a champion like Skarner. Skarner really abuses his ability to CC lock people, and Olaf abuses his ability to never get CC'd. So I'm a little bit worried about that. What do you think?
I would worry less, or excuse me, I would worry more if it wasn't Jim. We've seen continually throughout this season of Jim's pathing being amazing. So for Olaf to fight Skarner, Olaf has to find Skarner. And Jim Cantori is kind of like the jungle ninja. Like this dude cannot be found. His pathing has been a real highlight for Risen this entire split. Like he has been where he needs to be at all times. But yeah, in terms of just where this draft stands, who would you give the edge to, just based off of a quick glance at the team comps?
I would say if gold was even 35 minutes into the game, both teams are taking a fight in River, I would 100% give the fight to Meme City Esports. But I think that based on the lanes, I think Risen has a better chance of pushing out and getting more jungle control. And I think that's going to be a problem for the Olaf. So I'm going to give it to Risen just because of their laning, because of their champs. But I do think that in a strict 5v5, they do lose.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you there. I actually like that take. We are going to take a quick break as we get into game here. We have just a small spectator delay here, right around 2 minutes. So we will be right back. Thank you guys for tuning in so far. Be right back with Risen Esports versus Meme City Esports Game 1 in the UCL.
All right, we are loaded into the Rift. We have Risen Esports on the blue side with Barlow playing the Gnar in the top lane, Jim Cantore playing the Skarner with Phase Rush, Baboom playing Azir mid lane, with Danny Cute Boy on the Ashe, and Keen on the Maokai support.
And taking it over the other side, we got actually AFK with Shen in the top lane, a little bit of trade going in the mid lane already. Ooh. Peanut Fan in the jungle. RE10 in the mid lane. They got some wild name. Spinning Axes, assumedly a Draven one-trick playing Ezreal. And It's the Afternoon, a Risen community staple bringing up the Braum in the bot lane.
Should be a good one. I think two things. One, Gnar didn't buy items at the start of the game. So he just backed Snap for the cull. And two, Olaf purchased his jungle item early, which is something that you do see. But in high-level pro play, I believe Olaf players will choose not to buy their jungle item because it'll show where they start. Because if you start Olaf on Machete, you're going to be starting blue side. If you start Talisman, I believe you're starting red side.
Yeah, and I mean, it's little things like that that, like you mentioned, high elo players will sort of pick apart. We'll have to see if Jim notices that and takes advantage of that or not. Olaf's also so good that you can kind of start anywhere with anything. I'm pretty sure you could probably full clear without even buying to start.
Yeah, I think Olaf's very, very strong. It looks like we actually saw Maokai sapling hit the Ezreal on the way to laning phase. Bit unlucky.
So as we just started getting into the lane here, all the buys are fairly standard, especially with the Gnar grabbing the call, just saying, hey, let me alone. I want to farm. Obviously, Ezreal picking up what would some people say would be unorthodox with the Doran shield, but against the Ashe, where Ashe can just sit there and W every few seconds like she's trying to load an outdated web page, you're going to be taking some damage.
Ain't that the truth? I think the interesting part about the lanes is going to be that Ezreal took TP, which is worth noting. So bot lane shouldn't be too big of a fight. And more importantly, Azir took Conqueror. So he's playing for the team fights. He's not playing for the early game laning phase, poking his Orianna out. He's just playing slow and steady.
Absolutely. And I mean, that really, I think, is sort of the name of the game with this lane, too. You'll be able to harass and poke no matter what. So why not, right? I mean, in this kind of situation. And we know that Baboom for Risen, has usually generally been their late game carry. A lot of the games that we followed this season, he's sort of not failed in the laning phase, but he's got first blooded a couple times, and he usually does pick the hard scaling comps. Aside from the one time we saw him go like 21-0 on Echo, which will never happen again because he doesn't like the casters. Just saying, Baboom, when you watch this back.
It might be worth playing Echo. See, Olaf up on the top side here. It looks like they're playing for top crab, but Gnar actually has the early rotation because of his wave push. Top crab should go the way of Skarner, and it actually looks like the Risen Esports bot lane is pushing up for bot crab, which they are able to secure. So not quite too crabbed, but zero crabbed from the Olaf.
Yeah, that's what I know that you had the early prediction of the Olaf running over the Skarner, but you have to just be aware of the pathing, and especially with how Risen rotated up after getting Prio there in the bot lane, there are little things you can do to sort of offset that, and that's why Jim Cantor has been one of the best junglers in the UCL.
He's definitely putting his mark on this game. I think he'll probably finish his Krugs here, look for a recall, because nothing else is up on the bot side. And they have two nice wards up for the Olaf to make sure that he can't gank bot lane, as well as take an early Drake. No, it actually looks like Jim Cantor is moving around trying to get some stuff done, some trading happening in the bot lane. But you're not expecting to see any kills on the map, probably up until 8-9 minutes, I think. Unless Jim looks mid here.
Oh, with the flash.
Oh, the flash stun? Skarner mechanics. No. What happened there?
So he was one auto off. I don't think he wanted to risk the tower damage.
It's what happened? Where's Baboom?
Baboom was moving up, was working on it, was getting there, and it just wasn't quite there. Still, the amount of domination they're doing towards Orianna in the mid lane, it cannot be understated. The CS is actually remarkably close for how much focus they're putting into this Orianna and how much harass she's taking. You see she will get a pretty healthy reset in here and didn't really even lose anything either. Looks like she might be looking for something as she heads down towards the bot lane. And early Drake, Olaf definitely can do that if that's what he's interested in. Top lane is basically a wet noodle party. No surprises there.
Yeah, it should be really unplayable for Shen for a while. He did get a nice trade-off with his taunt under tower, but Gnar only took one tower shot there, so no threat of a kill. We should just see a reset. Ooh, okay, so it looks like Gnar is going to build into the Black Cleaver route, which is not the Bork route that I was hoping for. Bork Gnar, of course, being a little bit more lane phase dominant, but...
Yeah, but it also sort of discourages Shen from building armor. because, the Black Cleaver shreds it. So either way, I think he's going to have a fine and fun laning phase for him.
Oh, yeah. It should be very, very easy. Ranged into melee, and he's Gnar. So simple. He's also got that coal stacking quite well. 44 CS. We're actually looking at some pretty even CSing across the map. Bot lane should have a lead after this lane pushes out. On the side of the Ashe. Should know Ezreal TP. Okay, so he's holding on to it for now. He purchases the pickaxe over the tier. What do you think about that?
Makes last hitting a little easier in a lane where, Ashe can W him until his eyes bleed.
I think it's a little bit interesting to see because he chose to not go tier when the game is very much being played for scaling, right? There's no Drake up because they just took it. So you have at least 4 minutes and some on that, or 3 minutes 43 rather. So it's a little bit interesting to see him go for the damage route. Hopefully that means they're going for some kills bot lane, but somehow I just think that he's going to miss out on tier stacks.
I mean, yes, but to play devil's advocate here, think of how quickly an Ezreal can stack a tier 2.
Oh yeah,
it's not really the end of the world if he doesn't get it on first back. I mean, you'll see a lot of Ezreals prefer the Sheen over the tier, and that's why the TP, because you're like greeting basically to stay in lane and then TPing back. So overall, I mean, obviously he's going to go in the Monomune, so that's pretty standard. Oh, just missed.
Unlucky on the Shen taunt there. That's going to be no, not quite that bad. Boomerang wasn't back up for the Gnar. Could have been worse. We saw Maokai body block the Ezreal Q there, drop the cannon minions. The CS lead bot lane is only going to grow larger with plays like those.
Absolutely, and worth mentioning here, Danny Q body at 72 CS, Barlow at 65 at only 8 minutes here. They're really picking up the pace. Oh, there we go.
Ooh, ulti mid lane, Orianna no flash. Shen ultimate. That might just be it for the play. There shouldn't be a chase here. Ashe ultimate missed. And everybody's out. Gnar ultimate coming in. And Orianna's stunned into the suppression. She should go down. First blood goes over to the Gnar, but Olaf picks up another one. Fighting in river, fighting down in bot lane as Ashe has to flash away, and Maokai moves up, but this isn't looking too good. I think this might just be a kill onto Jim Kintore. No, the phase rush might get him out in time. The taunt comes through for the Shen. He goes down. Looks like Olaf might be going down. Flashes out for the Braum, and he stays safe. Actual AFK picks up a kill on the Maokai support, and Danny Cute Body shows up, as well as the TP back in from Barlow. It looks like that might be another kill. This is just permanent fighting down here. What is happening?
Welcome to your intro to casting Risen Esports. Enjoy your stay and get used to it. Get a glass of water. We're going into this one.
A little bit interesting. So we saw an Ashe ultimate come out early, which I think gave Meme City Esports the all-in call, where they said we can just run it here. And Barlow, of course, not being that tanky with his recall, because remember, he did pick up a longsword and a ruby crystal. He did not have those Tabis up yet. So when he took that fight, he was very killable by the Olaf. And Olaf, of course, being quite strong early game, was able to just run that fight over.
So
where would you put the aftermath of that fight in favor of?
Besides, I can't yet. What's going on up
down
top
here? Yeah. Okay, so it looks like Shen's probably just going to go down here. Jim Cantore should be able to...
He's actually AFK. He just stood there for a while he was dying.
He's trying to get grass procs off, dude. He's going down. There's no way out of that one.
So, to break down the other fight, I think you've made a good call with the Ashe arrow. As soon as that Ashe arrow came through, they were like, okay, we can re-engage. Risen read that, though, and then followed through with the fight. Honestly, I believe until the arrow came up and they made the call to re-engage, it looked like Risen was just going to walk away from that one. They got the Shen ult. That's looking good for them. They're done. So really, absolutely, this 1K gold lead that we've seen Risen establish here was basically from Meme City Esports forcing the fight. The Drake obviously was not up yet. Oh, here we go.
Ooh, Shockwave mid. It looks like Baboom has to flash out. He gets out with the E, jukes the axe, and he gets out for free. Well,
look at the fancy footwork there from Baboom.
Yeah, sure. I like it.
Just knowing the axe was coming, he's like, nope, I'm a bird. Birds don't do well with axes in their ankles. Dodge.
He's too used to that one. I think maybe Olaf has a little bit of extra, pick potential here up against the tree. This is actually going to be a fight for the Drake, but it looks like Jim Cantori's in the pit, might go down here. Fighting on the bot side, Ash forces the Ezreal flash out. It looks like It's Afternoon goes down, Keen goes down, and the taunt over onto the Azir as he goes down for a shutdown into the Orianna's pocket. Barlow's coming in, but he doesn't have Mega yet. He might actually get caught out here.
Barlow?
Question mark. Looks like he's able to kite the fight out.
Question mark?
It's looking okay. Barlow's a little bit in a cheeky spot here. No,
ping him. Somebody ping him.
That was not a good fight. That was a bit unlucky right there.
Basically, analysis on that one there. Obviously, Jim wanted to steal the Drake. It was another force, but this time it was Risen forcing. Worth noting there is that instead of forcing, I don't think it's that bad of a play to actually go for the flank there and sort of give the Drake, if I were Risen in that scenario. Because if they had gone with the flank with Skarner, I think that their team fight would have been much stronger. It also gives them a few seconds to wait for Barlow's Mega. And I think, if anything, Keen might have pressed the go button a little bit early in that fight there with the early Maokai ultimate in that fight. Just a couple little things that I noticed in that last fight. And across the board, it is kind of like we're forcing things on both teams. Both teams, wanting to establish dominance. However, we are within 100 gold. Not even 100 gold separates these two teams right now. But 2 Drakes already going over to Meme City Esports. We are going to see Infernal Soul, which would be great for their comp as well, especially with like the Ezreal, with the Orianna, the constant poking that they can do and just keep proccing that Infernal Soul. As it looks like now they're making a play for the Herald. I don't know if Risen can really I don't think Risen can really contest
this up, but I think they will because Barlow doesn't have TP and Shen is mid. I think this is a fight that they're going to lose really hard if they go for it. This is a good call from Meme City Esports. Very, very smart decision to go for the Drake or Shelly here rather. And it's pre-14, so they might drop it top here for plates. I would like to see the gold go on to the Ezreal. He is one of your hyperscalers, so you really need him up in this game in terms of gold. The only thing that could go wrong here is I think a Skarner ult coming out here onto the Ezreal or Braum kills him under tower, 100%.
Yeah, but look at all the peel he has. It's very risky for Skarner to even do that, and they will back away after getting the plates.
Very, very well played. We're actually, take a look at the itemization up on Orianna, by the way. We're seeing a fight bot lane as well, but Barlow should get out. But GLP coming out, what do you think about that?
I mean, it basically matches the ranges of a lot of her abilities, and it sates a lot of her mana issues in the same way that a Ludens would. So instead of just going for a little bit of extra wave clear that the Ludens gives you, she opted for basically the team fight version of the item. Still obviously prefer to see it with a glacial build. But with Phase Rush, you can sort of run in, super soak them, and then run back out, manipulate the battlefield. Okay.
It's just the perma trading. Gnar should be fine here. There should be no way Gnar dies in that.
So Barlow,
Jim Cantori is looking top. This feels very, very greedy. I don't know if there's a play up here.
I don't think there's a play as much as they know exactly where they are right now, and they have a safe push on the tower here.
Flash. Yeah.
He's still going for it.
The Azir shuffle. Spinning Axes should go down here. Nice ultimate from the Shen. They have to kill him fast. He goes down before the Shen ult comes out. It looks like It's the Afternoon is going to go down as well, and he gets slapped, and Keen KS's that one. Ooh, that's a little bit rough. But hey, Sports got to pay their bills, man.
Okay, Danny Cute Body can always stay in the game on these, on his Ash or his Misfortune. Risen now taking the and a almost 2,000 gold lead there. Remember how I had mentioned in the draft how many go buttons they had? The Ash go button didn't work. Doesn't matter. Have the Azir go button.
Azir go button.
So many ways to start fights and extend fights. It's actually kind of like a 200 IQ draft when you think about it, because it allows a lot of, I don't want to say mistakes, but maybe misexecution. And
small skirmishes are better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So anytime you have a team comp that's easier to execute and has meta champions, you're always going to be happy about that. You see a lot of the times teams drafting things that are extremely hard to execute, and then the other team might not even be as good as them, but they end up winning the game because it's just like, well, we can just all press R together. It doesn't require the same amount of skill. So you're relying on your comms, or you're relying on your synergy with your teammates just to press R at the same time.
Very, very true. I do want to say before this Drake fight starts up, because we're about 7 seconds away from Drake spawning. Looks like it's coming up right now. Olaf just took a recall for the Black Cleaver. So if you're looking for anybody in this team fight, it's going to be the Warriors, Black Cleaver, Olaf. As it looks like they might just concede the Drake. Yeah,
that was close.
Good Ezreal ult, but that's just mispositioning. Olaf took his recall as Drake spawned, pretty much. Well, I guess they can afford to give it over, but that would have put them on Soul Point. I don't know.
A lot of times when I've been involved with Risen's team here, obviously I have more information on them than other teams because I've been following them the whole season.
Of course.
They traditionally and historically given up a lot of first Drakes and even second Drakes. I'm not sure if you follow Origin in the LEC, but that's the sort of thing that they do where they prioritize early farming over getting the Drakes because teams will send 5 people to a Drake. So if you have 3 lanes that are all getting farmed versus 0, oh goodness! Oh,
top lane fight. The boom hits the ultimate. He gets one shot onto spinning axes. Nice flash out from the Braum ultimate, but he might still go down to the Orianna ult here coming out. Boom!
Oh my god!
Oh, team coming in for the save, and he gets out for free. Olaf has to flash over the wall to look for the Ashe, and she goes down instantly. Olaf is huge here. Jim Cantori might be able to make this work with his ultimate. I don't know how easy it is to take down this Olaf. He's pretty big. The Shadow's coming out. This is not looking good at all. Azir goes down for a 600 gold bounty as the Scarlet just gets run over. It's an Olaf show, baby. 650 gold bounty on the Olaf. It's not looking good.
So, what can we say here aside from we're forcing fights again?
Yeah, it's just unlucky there.
Yeah, basically, scenario 1 there. You take the solo kill on the Ezreal, you reset, you spend your gold, you're happy. Scenario 2, you force a giant fight in which you lose. And now you have a absolutely massive Olaf who just picked up that cleaver and is probably already sitting on another half of an item already after just grabbing that
2.2k gold recall.
Yeah, that's going to be disgusting. As we do see Shen finish his Hydra now too, so he's going to be a potent and present threat in the side lane.
It's going to be a rough one, I think, for Risen here. I do like the Azir build. I think that the Liandry's is very, very smart, but there's going to have to be some anti-heal soon for the Olaf because he is a little bit strong right now. And half of his damage is going to come through the fact that he can't die because he's healing so much. And Ashe is not strong enough to gun him down yet.
Yeah, they basically have to play around Ragnarok because, Ashe's passive arrows slowing doesn't work during Ragnarok.
Ashe arrow doesn't work.
Yeah, I was going to say nothing really works against him.
Maokai peel doesn't work.
It's a hard way on him and get that out. If they can get it out, succeed. What's up?
Here's a question. Do you think that the draft might have been a misplay to ban something like Graves or Kindred if you're looking for the Skarner pick? Because Olaf is looking a lot scarier than I'd imagine those picks would be.
A lot of it's scouting too. Like, the dude hasn't played a whole lot of Olaf. Obviously, sure. He's released in club as like the one-trick club. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you're scouting and you have your draft notes and everything before you go into a game of this caliber, you're thinking about what you want to do, and you're probably not predicting the Olaf. But that's also why we learn as players. We learn new picks, and we see what we can do and what we can pick. Oh, goodness, right into the wall goes Shen.
It's just the Gnar ultimate off cooldown there.
Yeah, it's just basically wet noodle trading. Look at that proc, though.
Gnar's going to win this.
What? I was going to say, look at the other proc.
Yeah, the Gnar passive, Gnar's going to win this. Shen might die here, actually. If Gnar has jump up, he can take this fight. Yeah, that's a flash. This is a Gnar shape. You do not fight a Gnar like this. This is too greedy. It's going to be Shen maybe going down to the Gnar boomerang. Nice play. Oh, the Gnar flash coming in. Let's see if the Shen Spirit's Refuge is back up. Here we go. Gnar has Q. Can he get the kill? Wet noodle fights. Goomba stomp. Oh, he takes him down. Okay. That is a
spicy
misplay.
Solo kill. Shen, what is happening?
Well, what happened? This might be a Baron angle. Does that feel a little greedy? That feels a little greedy. Let's take topside jungle and back off.
We take a look at Danny Cute Body's items right now. They do have the Bork, so they do have the constant Baron threat, especially with the Bork and all the attack speed that Ashe has there. You see the double dagger and the boots. So I don't think that Baron is especially greedy from Risen to start prepping for it and being ready. However, until they see Olaf, until they find the Olaf or neutralize Olaf there, it's going to be very difficult for them. the gold is basically dead even. It's such a small difference that it's negligible. One tower and one Drake separates the teams too. So we're really on a break point here where both teams next fight, they're going to be looking to establish their dominance in this game. And it looks like the objective is going to be the Drake. That'll put Meme City Esports on soul point if they get it. So they're not going to give it up.
Big power spikes not out here from the Ezreal, actually. Nice two-man shockwave for some damage, but Orianna gets caught by the Astral ultimate. She might go down right away. The Shen ultimate comes out. The suppression coming out. Orianna gets dragged into the whole team. She goes down very quickly. No Drake steal. Olaf gets it as Shen goes down in the background, and this is just going to be a chase down from Risen Esports. Azir gets a kill on the background, and maybe this is the Baron angle that we were talking about.
It is the Baron angle, absolutely. I mean, Olaf's up.
If Olaf is farming bot lane.
If we look at his smite, he does have a smite. So, I mean, it's kind of a 50-50, and I think they might be opting out of it.
Well,
or they can 3-man it. They might 3-man
on the other side of the map. No, they can 100% 3-man it.
Yeah, they can 3-man it with the Ashe.
Ashe needs to tank this. Azir shouldn't tank it. Azir does the most damage here.
Yeah, look at the Bork damage too on the Baron from the Ashe.
Barlow's looking. Barlow's angry. I think this should be just a kill onto the Olaf here. This is a big shutdown if they get it. Nice. Good play from Risen Esports as they turn the map around. But they lose the Drake. So they do get the Baron, and they do pick up the gold lead. It's around 4,000. Big swing in their favor. But it's not unlosable at this point.
Oh, absolutely not. So win-con for Meme City Esports at this point is absolutely the Drake. Win-con for the Risen, or at least pushing towards a win-con here, would be trying to get 2-3 towers during this Baron, splitting out the map, choking out the jungle like they're doing now, getting rid of the advantages on that Olaf, which they did get the big shutdown there. We see Barlow now just being huge on that Gnar with a 40 CS lead, a 3-kill lead. He's only died once. So I mean,
he is, however, sitting on some gold, so he's gonna have to reset here, and that's gonna delay the Baron push even longer.
Yeah, I mean, Risen's waves are sort of nicely synced in mid and top. You can see them pinging. They're going to have to send someone bot to sort of sync the waves. I think the best play for them while they still have most of Baron here is to kind of 1-3-1. You see Shen just kind of hanging out in the bush down there. Yeah, I was going to say, you can see they're actually going into that formation right now. Azir bot, Gnar top with that 1-3-1. Gnar's TP is up, so it makes the 1-3-1 even more viable. They can answer and collapse very, very quickly. They're just going to be sinking waves, looking to crash them here, looking to take towers, objectives, clear out the jungle while they have the Baron, extend that gold lead. They want to be able to smack them with their wallets. You mentioned the scaling on the Azir. Yeah, absolutely. They want to get that Ashe, up to that 3-item breakpoint where, Ashe sort of is almost like a supportive ADC until she hits 3 items. Then she turns into a carry.
Key itemization points here. Olaf's sitting on the death stance. He's pretty big. But Ezreal does not have a Sheen item completed because he built the QSS early. I haven't seen a single Skarner ult onto him.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the... I agree with you, actually. I'm not sure about the QSS on the Ezreal, especially with all the peel he has and, the fact that he has Arcane Shift on about a 10-second cooldown, and he has a flash on top of that.
Yeah, if you're getting Skarner ulted, I feel like you're just going down. Maybe it's for the Ashe ult, but
it could be too, yeah. And look at these waves. They're beautifully synced. Risen is crashing 3 of them at a time. And there's not a whole lot that they can do to answer right here.
I think Olaf just has to look for a play. He's the biggest one on the team. 3 items with the Death Stance. I don't think Barlow can go down here. It's just very hard to take the fight.
Yeah, I
think really the... Ooh, okay. He's just using the Gnar ult off cooldown because he's going mini. It's fine. I think the Azir is enormous right now. I think those items in his back pocket are probably going to be built into Void Staff. So everyone's just going to turn into paper if he gets the recall off. He does have TP, so he could look for a TP recall. Maybe just push in and one-shot someone. Actually,
look at this oppressive siege.
Probably dead. Okay, the 5-man collapse onto the Gnar, but he's just going to get out for free for sure. Is he? Yeah, Olaf's just going to let that one go. Not really
Here we go.
Not really an angle. Look at the Azir damage, just chunking people out. But he is killable. Did get hit by an axe. Shen ult coming through. The Olaf's flashing in. It looks like they're going to go for the play, but the Azir ultimate knocks them all back, so they're unable to make it into the fight. A spinning axe gets soloed out by Keen. Big Gnar ultimate onto 4 people in the back line. It looks like Olaf's going to go down first into the Braum, into the... Oh, shockwave onto 2, but that's only front line. Doesn't look like anybody else is going to be going down in this fight from the side of Risen, as Maokai does eventually burn out to the Liandry's Torment, but that's too much. I think Baboom has the recall with TP, as well as possibly Barlow looking for the TP recall. This might just be a game end angle.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they can end the game here.
No? Wow. Okay.
They don't have were a little bit low. Yeah, well, the bars were a little low. I think they're just afraid of just like an Orianna like QW there.
I think
a QW from Ori could have killed 2 of their members. So,
but I mean, TP, no?
Yeah, I think that they're just choosing to take it a little slow. They don't want to risk this Dragon Soul, and I don't really blame them. I mean, you got to remember, we are in the lower bracket here, so both teams' season is on the line. So I think taking the 100-0 play instead of the 90-10 play. Sometimes
I mean, literally Origin, yeah. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I guess we're playing another 5 minutes, boys. All right. Like the game's probably over at this point. I think anyone could call it in favor of Risen.
Yeah, I mean, 8 towers to 2. The inhibs are cracked. The base supers are just pouring into the base here. Shout out to Risen for perfectly syncing those waves and making that Baron play really worth it. It was about a 6,000 gold power swing in Risen's advantage there. They're now up 16 kills to 10 as well. And really, for me personally, just watching through this game, Barlow's really been a standout player on the side of Risen. Like the kiting and the movement and the way that he's been manipulating the fights.
Very, very well.
And like you mentioned, he had a 4-man gnarl in the back of that fight. That was disgusting.
Only 2 stuns, but it did force the Orianna off the backline, and that caused the Braum to go down really easily along with the Olaf. And Olaf, of course, being the actual threat on the team, kind of difficult.
However, so it does look like he's out of Narbar.
Yeah.
So
he can stack it pretty easily because he is tanky, so he can just tank the wave, as well as the fact that he's Death's Dance, so he should be unkillable, even in mini. We're going to look, probably this is the wave.
Oh!
Risen looks for the engage, but no, not really an angle as the Maokai ult comes through. Maybe they're just trying to hit the tower here? Yeah, it looks like the tower is going to go down. As Braum has to defensively ultimate, as Shen's dropping to 10 HP, the waves are all going to crash in. This is going to be 3 inhibs down. Double supers in every wave coming up. This is not looking good. I think Meme City Esports is probably... Oh, the Braum just gets...
no, here comes Shen too.
Shen? No, Shen doesn't go through. Stun out to the Orianna. She goes down. Nice play from Barlow as Olaf tries to make it in, but he's just getting chunked out by the Ashe Azir combo. It's too much DPS. Shen's 10 HP. He's going to get run down by Baboom. RE10 left the game, and that's the mood for this one. It's over at this point. Kills in the fountain. Oh! Disgusting.
Thank you, buddy, going down.
Oh, it's an ace. Barlow, the last man alive. It's too much. I thought that's just the game right there.
Everyone going down except for Barlow, who's able to just finish out the game there. So now, after that, Risen Esports taking game 1. This puts Meme City Esports on the back foot. Like I said, we are in the lower bracket of playoffs here. If Meme City Esports loses this next game, they lose their whole season. So we will be back in just a couple minutes here with the conclusion or extension of this series. Welcome back to the UCL here between Risen and Meme City Esports here. We're going to be getting right back into draft here. MCE, Meme City Esports, with the first ban, 100% Ivern. Jim can never play Ivern. It's not allowed.
I don't think I'd like to see Jim play Ivern, to be honest with you. That sounds terrifying.
And see, despite having the counter pick last game on the Olaf, they still choose to take out the Skarner, which just, I think, really speaks to what a player Jim Cantore can be.
I agree. I do also disagree. I don't think the Skarner was the issue that game.
I wasn't.
Think there's a lot of terror associated. Ooh, Meme City Esports banning the Ashe when they have first pick here. Maybe they're going for something else. I guess we'll see. The Galio Insta-Lock. Okay, we like those.
So what happens with the Galio Insta-Lock here is you have a pick for support. Keen plays a lot of Galio support. It's been one of his best picks the whole way through this season. So they're taking something away, and they're also taking a flex pick. There is also the disgusting combination of things like Galio Nocturne, which, if you haven't seen it, Nocturne presses R and then Galio presses R on top of him, and they both get an express trip into the bot lane for an instant 4v2.
The semi-global power that you get there, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And then Risen looking to just go back for the Azir again. I mean, it's one of Baboom's best picks. You don't ban it away, he's going to punish you for it. And then the Ezreal is such a standard. Very well. Oh, yeah, and then the Ezreal is such a standard and safe AD carry in this situation.
I am interested to see, there was no... Okay, the Kai'Sa's going to get locked here. Probably Nautilus along with it then. Or maybe they're considering the Kai'Sa Galio. Because Kai'Sa Nautilus is sort of the tried and true bot lane combo that you play into champions like Ezreal, just because you can lock them down and run them down. Syndra hovered here. I like the Syndra into Azir. I think it's a good matchup.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
It does show that Galio's going bot, which is fine. But it gives the option for bot lane picks that are good to shut down Galio. I think actually Soraka, very good into Galio.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, too, that how I mentioned the Galio. Oh, God.
Oh, gross. Yeah, baby. It's the Bard. It's too good. That champ is too OP right now. So strong.
So let's note one of the things, too, that the Galio Kai'Sa can do is similar to the Galio Nocturne. Kai'Sa, when she uses Apex Predator to get into the back line, she's very vulnerable after, she gets that kill, sometimes 2 kills with the evolved Q. So Galio sort of nullifies that vulnerability. And they did get rid of Nocturne because Galio Nocturne is just wrong and broken and should not exist. That aside, though, Galio Kai'Sa is a thing. Kai'Sa jumps in, Galio jumps immediately on top of her. That backline access allows Syndra to come in from like a sort of sandwich angle and land like a Scatter the Weak after, just throwing down a couple Dark Orbs.
I think we're getting down to the bottom of every jungler possible. Ivern, Skarner, Olaf, Graves, Fiddlesticks, Kindred, Jarvan, Nocturne. 5 and 3. What in the world?
And yet,
what is left open for A tier or even S tier junglers?
I was going to say, and yet they left Gragas open, and I was going to say they left Nunu open, which Risen has played, and they also, worth mentioning, also still had the Wukong open, which is a power pick for Risen that they've used, especially without showing their top lane. So I think MCE expected Risen probably to go Wukong there as a flex, and I assume they were going to go look for like a counter pick top for the Wukong, because it's something that
I think is
absolutely.
So okay.
We are going to see their jungler get the Lee Sin, and like I said, he is in the One Trick Club. Peanut fan? And I mean, I assume he's a fan of Peanut, the pro player, who went to China and then disappeared, I think.
Yeah, he's a Lee Sin player, yeah.
I was going to say, is Peanut even still active? I know he got like a bunch of money to go to the LPL and then just like disappeared. Yeah, what happened to Peanut? Still. Somebody tell me.
Please. Yeah, I think he's a coach.
But... No, Peanut's only like 22. There's no way he's a coach yet.
I mean, he did win Worlds with Faker. Like, okay. He has his own Lee Sin skin.
Yeah, chat just told me that he's on LGD. Yeah,
has to be coaching staff then.
Hashtag bring back my boy Peanut to the LCK. That is a really long and wordy hashtag.
Poppy lock
here.
Okay,
I was going to say the Poppy.
Really good one. So, just, baseline, I think just looking at comps here, what do you think?
I think it's this time MCE has a lot of go buttons. And I think that's going to be really good for them. And especially, remember how I mentioned Galio ulting onto a Kaisa who is freshly ulted? Camille can, if looking for a flank, then press her R on top of all of those Rs. So I feel like Meme City has gone for a much easier to execute comp this time, whereas Risen has gone for more of like the we want to counter pick you or we want to comfort pick in their draft. I feel like Meme City Esports really shored it up this time. I feel like their draft is a lot cleaner. I'd like it a lot more.
I do agree. My only issue is I think picking Syndra was a mistake. And the only reason I say that is because I think if you lock your jungler there, you're locking Jarvan or Nocturne, you give yourself the option to play Jarvan or Nocturne. But because they lock Syndra, Jarvan and Nocturne both get banned. Both of those are really, really, really good with this Galio. Maybe they didn't want to play it in the first place, but I have to feel that maybe having a Jarvan instead of Lee Sin would be better in this team comp.
I mean, it could be, but then you also give up you would have had to pick differently in the first phase. And I think they wanted what they got what they wanted in the first phase. So I think they decided they were probably like hard decided on taking jungler in second phase there. And against Jim Cantori, like he plays so many junglers at a disgusting level. Someone in the chat even mentioned they're like, oh, his Nunu's still open. So I mean, it's kind of like a darned if you do, darned if you don't situation where there's no real winning in this draft.
Do you think we'll see Phase Rush Nunu coming out?
No. I genuinely, I don't know. The only thing that I really like to see Phase Rush for out of Nunu is locking people down in his E. So other than that,
champions like Olaf.
I'm just not a fan of the Rune. Not Phase Rush in general, just not on Nunu.
I agree with that. I don't think it's pickable in every instance, but I'm just worried about the Lee Sin Nunu matchup. I would be curious to see. I think Nunu probably can get away with just farming it out, but I think if Lee Sin finds him, it's gonna be a one shot. There's so much early game damage on the side of Meme City Esports.
From following Jim Cantori, he's never gonna just farm it out. We've seen that even at the last game, he chose to sort of like throw his own life away to make the fights work for his team. So definitely don't think we're going to see Nunu just sort of like farming it out here. I actually look for him to be rolling it down mid pretty early. With the Azir, if you can get the Azir ahead, get that early, early free resets and kills on the Azir, he scales so well. And if Syndra, misses Scatter the Weak or doesn't get it right away, very vulnerable. Like the flash is actually pretty easy to get out of the Syndra. And I'd also like to talk about really quickly here how hard the Poppy just counters like everything.
Yeah, at least it
counters the
Galio,
it counters the Lee Sin. Yeah, everything. There's just so much of a counter there. Just Poppy's just like, nope, you eat wall now.
Well, we have to hope that given the opportunity to play Camille, we have to hope that actually AFK is able to snowball that lane. Because if Camille does get ahead, that is an unwinnable matchup for Poppy. It's way too much damage. And true damage coming out for Camille, it's going to be a one-shot.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I would actually prefer Camille in the split lane later on. Neither team was really playing side lane very hard last game. I think it was just because of how hard Barlow was beating AFK. With the Shen pick there was not a whole lot of opportunity for side laning, which you usually expect the Shen to do in that last game. But if we can get Camille scaled and they can get Camille going and rolling, the side lane play will actually sort of favor that 4-1 split for them. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how it all plays out here. We'll be right back in just a minute here with Game 2, Risen leading 1-0 over Meme City Esports. Like to take this opportunity to welcome everybody back to the Rift as we get into Game 2 of Risen Esports versus Meme City Esports here in the UCL lower bracket quarterfinals. We have Risen Esports with a 1-0 lead here. I'd like to welcome my friend Overlord Muffin back to the Rift as well. How you doing, man?
Called it. Called it.
PvP is needed.
Snowball is down mid, baby. Hey. I guess Barlow's got a lead. Nunu gameplay.
That was a very spicy roll.
That's really greedy, by the way. Any Nunu who doesn't start Q really cuts down his clear speed. That is a very, very greedy play. I think it's playable here. I think this is definitely an angle for Invade, but they're not sure where any of the other team members are, so they're gonna let that one go. I like it.
Nunu should be just fine here, clearing, especially, taking Q level 2. Just needs a couple smacks from his team. I mean,
oh yeah,
that is absolutely gnarly.
Like 900 damage or something.
He did take the phase rush like you had mentioned. So even though it's not my personal favorite thing, they did take it. They're just going to actually stick around and help the Nunu here. I mean, while we have a bit of downtime and a little bit of time for some exposition, do you think that the sort of whole phase rush Nimbus Cloak meta is going to receive a nerf before Worlds? Because it's so ubiquitous right now.
Yeah, I think that the biggest problem with phase rush Nimbus Cloak is a lot of champions really heavily abuse it, right? So you've seen a lot of Gragas top, not in professional play, but just in solo queue. And Gragas is receiving buffs next patch.
This patch?
Gragas is... this patch, yeah, sorry.
They just gave him out. He's gross.
Phase rush Gragas is strong. It's not to be trifled with. Nice stun there on the bot lane. It looks like it's Afternoon's gonna have to get out, but he should be just fine. Yeah, I do think it should get a nerf. I don't know if it will get a nerf, because Riot Games is a big, you should do this, and then they never do it. So, we'll have to find out.
Yeah, it's wild. In Season 9, I'm sure everybody was playing, or most of the people around were playing. If you're not, welcome to League Esports. Phase Rush was like a meme. Oh!
Double stun coming out. Oh, that actually is a good engage angle. I like it from its Afternoon. That's a good play. I like it.
Had my own stats interrupted there, but I mean, Phase Rush was basically a meme rune. You saw it on what? Rise Vlad? That was pretty much it, right?
It was basically, and so I don't know if you remember the World Championship, but there was a lot of Rise play, and there was a lot of Vladimir gameplay. And we actually saw Nagari, the current Damwon gaming top laner, pick up Kleptomancy on Vlad. He got absolutely dumpstered by a nice gank in the mid lane from Peanut Fan. This should be just a flash out. Actually, Peanut's gonna go in, and he's gonna look for the kill. Nice! For the namesake of Peanut, snowball mid from Nunu. We might get some action. No, we will not. Okay. Looking good. Good gank. I think Baboom should have played a lot safer, because RE10 has Ignite. And that is not something you take if you're trying to just have a nice little calm laning phase.
No, but hey, absolutely not. But I mean, it was a pretty interesting first blood there, and worth mentioning too is that Risen picked up a kill as well, or not picked up a kill. They already had a kill, so now it's just evened up, and my brain is fried. I'm very sorry.
Oh, we're chilling. But I guess
here we go.
Point, sorry, Nunu gank top, but it shouldn't be killable. This should be fine.
Oh!
Yep. Nah, the minions block it.
Yeah, it's too much. There.
He is gonna have to take the recall before the wave, which is a little bit unlucky because of the threat of the dive. So he's gonna miss out on a better purchase. He's gonna miss out on maybe 200, 250 gold for his purchase. He's gonna TP back. He'll be fine, but could have been a little bit more damage probably coming out. He's gonna build into the Tiamat, which means we might not see a Death Stance third on Camille. So I know that a lot of people are either going Tiamat or Death Stance. I guess the point I was trying to make, just to end it, is Phase Rush was not played for a lot of the top laners, and they got punished for it. So now Phase Rush is meta, and Syndra's running it on mid. This should never be a kill. Yeah. he's just trying to make Camille's life painful here.
So are you saying that you feel that the Worlds was a herald of the meta? Like you're saying it was
almost,
an impending an impending sort of warning of the meta to come.
I think every top laner who chose first game, I can remember it vividly. First game that Wonder played Ryze top lane, he got absolutely murdered by Gimgoon's GP because he went Comet. He did not have the movement speed to get out of fights. And Comet was good. Don't get me wrong. He poked Gimgoon out of lane a lot, but it mattered.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I mean,
there is this sort of stuff does, at the end of the day, stack up meaningfully. Also, Ezreal got a back off, and it looks like Kai'Sa did not. So if she's gonna go tier, she's gonna be pretty far behind on the tier stacking.
Yeah, Ezreal was opting for that instead of the like we had seen Spinning Axes take the pickaxe last time. This time he did go for the tier, which is the sort of more traditional or safer option.
It's the scaling, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what we're all about here at Risen Esports. Scaling. I don't think this is actually a fight that Risen can take. Because I think
we've said that before.
Wrong here, yeah. I think it's just it's an engage angle. Poppy has TP advantage actually, so maybe Barlow can look for something. But he does get his move speed stopped as he gets the stun against the wall, and Syndra does go down. Now that is a little bit unlucky. Poppy comes out of Fog of War and just charges you into the wall. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean,
plus Scatter was down.
The 5-man collapse from Risen there was beautiful. They took the angle really, really quickly. Just dominated there. It makes it look like they're, messing up the start. Wow, that heal on Nunu from the...
yeah, if you're below 40% HP,
right into the taunt! No, Danny!
Yeah, that's not the play you would.
Danny!
Nunu's here! I don't think Nunu can get a kill. Yeah, I think it's just everybody goes next.
Oh, he's got the tunnel into the taunt! Oh, man. So that's the kind of thing you see in like solo queue, and then your team just like starts question pinging you. Then someone AFKs, and then the next thing you know, someone's starting to run it down mid. Then someone sells their whole inventory and buys tiers and control wars.
He's playing Nunu bot, but he's not playing Nunu bot. Okay, like he's not just running it. Should be fine.
The old disco Nunu.
The old disco Nunu strats. He is running Red Smite Nunu, which I do believe is worse than Blue Smite Nunu, because it's not going to proc your phase rush. Just off of like a single instance of pressing Smite. Not that he really needs it, but it is important to know. As well as the fact that I think it's nice for dueling Lee Sin. I don't know how frequently he's going to be dueling Lee Sin, because he's managed to avoid him most of the game. It's pretty even. But you'd kind of expect that from Camille with Grasp. I hope she wouldn't be losing lane. Grasp is definitely a lane-oriented rune.
Ooh.
Nice trade coming out from the Ezreal Bard combo. That's
Danny Cute Body taking It's the Afternoon down to about half health, laying the smackdown there as if it was Risen General Chat in like 2018 in the Discord.
More like Danny Cute bodying people.
Wow, I haven't heard that one.
We take those. I don't think
I don't want to hear that one again. Look at the fancy footwork there out of Barlow too to dodge the Lee Sin Q there, the resonating wave. Let's see how this breaks down.
Sonic Wave misses. We're not looking for a fight here. I think because Azir had Roam Prio, it was probably not a good angle for Meme City Esports. But I think they were going to take it anyway if Lee Sin hit that Q. So maybe it's just better that they didn't get that play. Oh, okay, good.
I mean, there is the fact of life. If Lee Sin hits the Sonic Wave, he has to go. It's Lee Sin.
My mind says no, but my body says yes.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. I think with Lee Sin players, I think their mind and their body is both saying yes.
Oh, okay. Poppy.
Yeah, the really gameplay in the top lane is not super engaging or exciting here, as we are seeing Peanut Fan path around the side there. Might just be going for another half clear. Oh, Risen's really posturing aggressively here as we get toward it. So it looks like they're not seeding the early game this time.
Spinning Axis can take this fight. Spinning Axis can absolutely force a flash out here, I think. No, just the heal.
Not really sure there.
Shot. He might go down to Ezreal. It comes through. He doesn't have to flash it, which is good, but it's close.
Nice!
A nice skill. Good Bard ultimate. That's what we like to see. That's just too
clean. Man.
Yeah, that's just
flexing on them at that point.
The Bard ulti into the clean stun. That was a little bit unlucky with the Galio E timing, because you can buffer it through Bard ultimate. So you do dash out while you're invulnerable. But he didn't get it. So he does get messed up by the Bard and does go down for the kill. A little bit unlucky.
Oh,
almost a Bard's down there. This might be a play. No, it's not
Spinning Axis is down under half again.
Yeah,
down
he
to
is
a third.
Getting chunked out. These Ezreal Qs are not missing. Plus, jungle is in base, so they can keep this pressure up for days. Nunu's bot side. Azir has roam prio. Nunu's going to take away the Raptors here, and he's probably going to look mid, but red is up. I don't know if he knows that.
I feel like following this, the team that we have throughout all these weeks, Danny Cute Body has been sort of almost like the silent hero of Risen. They don't do as much flashy stuff, but they're always relevant in every single game.
He's been in work right now.
Absolutely. Oh, nice there. Barlow with the outplay flex.
That was, yeah, Camille hookshot has a very long acquiring range. So you can get away with that pretty frequently.
Well, I feel like we just need like one of those for the top lane. We just need one of those fighting game announcers, the guys that are just like like every fight, as we do see them trying to get the Drake here. Risen's in position to maybe contest, but it's a 4v3. There's the ult. Dragon saved up.
I guess we'll see. Sorry, my stream is crashing. You might have to take over for a second. My
That's quite all right here. As they do, Risen does not get the dragon there. MCE gets the dragon. Looks like they're going to clean up this fight. Focused on a Danny Cute Body. They will clean it up.
Yeah, it looks like a good team fight coming out. With the Camille ultimate coming out onto the Ezreal, so he does go down in the fight. He does try and flash out. Gets knocked out anyway. A little bit unlucky, I think. Ooh. Alright, what's the aftermath? How bad does that look? What do you think?
If Risen was playing a little overconfidently there again. I think they... I think if they Bard ult for the fight and just given the Drake, I'm pretty sure they win that. If they use it to get advantageous positioning there. Oh, Barlow going in 1v3? Do you have screen again?
I do not.
You do not have screen?
Okay. It looks like Poppy ultimate. Okay. She dashes in and nothing happens. I don't know if I needed to have screen for that one. That was pretty boring. Alright, give me the in-game timer. What am I looking at?
13, 23, 24, 25. Sorry, guys.
13, 30?
13:30. Yep, 31:32.
Okay.
We have a couple technical difficulties here, guys.
Beautiful. I apologize.
But we got it fixed up. No, it happened.
We're chilling right now. Yeah, we're looking good. Okay, so I think I'm just looking at the map state right now. It's looking quite good from Meme City Esports. A huge wave crashes top, and Barlow's only going to be able to pick up maybe half of that. Yeah, it looks like most of the wave just goes down there. As well as Spinning Axis is going to rotate up to the top lane. He's not really in threat of kill range based on the fact that Poppy doesn't have ultimate right now. But Bard's up here, so maybe I'm wrong. Bard's wave. She can't ult out. She can ult out. Oh, that was a very good play from Spinning Axis. He held on to that Kai'Sa ultimate as long as possible. By holding on to it, he didn't dash through the Poppy knockup. Or grounding, rather.
We're seeing a lot of like high-level like skill plays and outplays here, and deep understanding of the mechanics in the game. And honestly, I love to see it. I think it's great. Absolutely love to see it.
The Bard ultimates have been on point this game. Very, very well played. It looks like Risen Esports is outplaying in terms of just individual laning and being able to look for picks in the jungle. But with the team fights, it's very handedly in the favor of Meme City Esports, especially on the last team fight.
We'll have to wait. I want to see what happens in the next one, because I also feel like that Risen really forced that one. I know you were kind of locked up during that, but they Bard ulted the dragon. And after Bard ulting the dragon, they didn't catch any members of Meme City Esports, but they still chose to go for it. I think you just say, hey, one of our key ults is down, like one of our big cooldowns is gone. Let's just seed that Drake.
And Jim Cantore also, I noticed, popped new ulti and then got immediately kicked over the wall.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like,
not a good fight.
So I don't think the game is like spiraled out of control for it. I think that they're kind of digging their own grave at this point. But I think it's a pretty shallow grave. Like, I don't think they're in the ground. They're just kind of like scraping the ground with the shovel.
They can get out.
They got their tombstone, but it's not etched yet.
We do have a solo queue Bard build coming through, by the way. We have the Dead Man's Plate Bard. First item. Looking at. But really, I think with the fact that, you know, we're 1 minute away from Drake, but we're looking at just itemization completions, right? So top lane is yet to build or Triforce on Camille. No Sunfire Cape on Poppy yet. Mid lane does have the Ludens and the Nashor's Tooth, respectively, as Lee Sin does get found in the jungle, but he should be totally fine to just smite this camp away if he has it. He does have smite. It's gonna be a 2v2, 2v3 now. As Barlow just looks for that ward, there's not really a play. Oh, the stun does miss, and Barlow can just walk it out. He should be out of there with the Cloud Rift giving him the extra movement speed to get out for free.
Danny Cute Buddy getting all that solo farm up in the top lane, and he should be able to get the solo tower there too. I don't think they're going to be able to collapse. No, they won't collapse on him. Risen is totally
nice
out.
Stun onto the Poppy. She should get out though. Yeah, that should be fine. Barlow will be okay. I think this is just going to be a Drake given for free in place of Herald, but if Risen Esports does decide to, they do have the time to rotate in for Drake here and possibly look for a fight.
They're not giving it up. Danny Cute Body didn't even get tower gold in the top lane. He actually opted to just come over and say, you know what, we're fighting this.
They drop the Herald mid. They're going to try and split the map, look for the mid tower, and then force them off of Drake, but they're not even on Drake right now. Ooh, nice stun coming out from RE10. As mid tower is definitely going to go down. I don't know, this feels like maybe just a trade? Mid tower and Herald in trade of Drake, is that worth?
I don't think so.
Could be a cleanup. Arlo is behind, but no. It looks like there's not really a play here.
For one cloud, it is worth what they traded right there.
Uh-oh. Startled barely missed. This might be a scoop. Nice flash out from Spinning Axes. As a lot of ultimates come down, but no kills. It looks like... Oh, the Galio taunt hits 2 there, and the Camille ultimate coming down onto Barlow as he gets one shot blown up instantly. Big chase from actually AFK, flashes forward with the Camille W, and it's looking like Spinning Axis might pick up a kill in the back line here. Does he have the angle for it? Movement speed. He gets ignited. Should go down. Well,
Keen was this
Dead Man's Plate Bard, right?
Yeah, that was pretty spicy there from Keen.
That's I don't know if I like that play from Risen Esports, because I feel like if they win that, they don't get anything, and if they lose that, they lose mid tower.
And they're forcing fights again. So I think, feel free to disagree with me here, but from an analytical point of view, I think the right thing to do, take the Herald, get that mid tower there like they did, seed the Drake, don't even fight for the Drake, reset and start getting some vision control around the Baron. That would be my personal, like, sort of macro decision right there is, oh, RE10's taking it away.
Oh, the blue's still up and alive though. Okay, never mind. Our little blue buff. Well, he gets a trip down to river. Gets to hang out with his friend Scuttle, but
you don't see the blue buff make it to river too. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's the first time I've seen the blue buff
special. So, I agree with you. I think that the play there is definitely play for Baron. The problem is Baron's too far out, right? So realistically, the play is push mid, drop Herald, get the mid tower, drop the Azir turret, play topside jungle, push in top waves, look for maybe a kill, and then that's it. You really don't have anything else, as there's going to be a Hex Flash Galio taunt into the E, but it misses. Oh, the Azir knockback actually keeps him alive there. Spinning Axis goes and gets hit by the knockup from Jim Cantore. Wow, that new ball is huge, as that's going to be a cleanup.
Just can't
go down.
These guys down. No matter what.
Not looking good.
What you think you're doing, they just seem to inevitably come back, or at least get the game back to even. That was a really, really good shielding there by Jim Cantore, just to be near his team there and just bring not a literal shield, but like the shield positioning in there.
The Bunu snowball, that's what he brought. So this is pretty big. If Team Peanut fan can deny this blue away because we've seen 2 games in a row, but Boom has opted into the no Ludens, no lost chapter path, so he needs blue buffs in order to stay relevant.
Actually,
and the last blue
right.
got taken by RE10, right?
Yeah, I wanted to mention that because there's that sort of like whole debate. I believe it was it Nemesis in the LEC last year who said that if you build Ludens on Azir, you should actually have the game like forcefully uninstalled from your computer. But if you see
Nemesis brought it up, PoE brought it up. There's some there's been a lot of pro player discussion on whether or not it should be legal to build Ludens.
Oh, I don't think he gets out of this here. Not even.
No, he should be going down. Nice ultimate.
Oh no, he got Barlow too.
Ooh, I don't know if this is a kill.
No,
it's not a kill. Oh,
it's not.
It's a mistake. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. You can't make plays like that.
Yeah.
Is that Barlow's fault or is that Keen's fault?
I think it's Keen was right.
It's a misexecution from the console.
Yeah, it's really nobody's fault. It's just this sort of unfortunate thing for their team, you know? Barlow doesn't want to get caught there, you know? If anything, they may have been able to use the Bard ult a little further back to sort of zone him back in. Because then you could have hit the tower with it as well. Yeah, I was going to say that's the play there, is to ult the tower. But I mean, these things happen so quickly. And when we're observers and casters, we get such a good view.
Uh-oh. I think Galio's going down here. Solid, good.
Oh,
nice ultimate out.
Yep. Okay.
Lots of knockouts onto Spinning Axes as he goes down. And it looks like it's going to be a knockdown on It's the Afternoon. That's 2 with Baron up and an Azir with Nashor's. This is Baron angle.
It is.
Nunu gives
absolutely.
Attack speed. This is Baron angle for sure. Now, Lee Sin does have the potential for a steal, but I'm not seeing it with Poppy W. Ooh, Bard's done.
Barlow's just kind of zoning out right there too.
Maybe they chase down the... No, it's okay. They just take Baron for free. Maybe they can chase Syndra here. She shouldn't have scatter.
No, I think they'll just reset here or push and then do the 1-4. I don't think they have a good 1-3-1 comp this game. It's not as easy for them to crash as many waves as they did last game. The Baron is still a huge pickup for them. The power play is already almost 1,000 gold at this point. And they're going to just walk down and take that Drake, too. I don't think they'll be able to contest. Galio throwing it out, trying, but yeah, I mean, we're even on Drakes, and this is just the story of this team, is that they throw for fun and win for fun, like you said last game. They just, they force fights early, they limit test in the game, they have fun, and they go for it. So they have the... Go ahead, sorry.
It was a bit unlucky, I think. I think this this Galio pick from It's the Afternoon, I think he's a little bit... I think he's playing a little bit disrespectfully in the face of the Nunu. Because he's been hit by a lot of Nunu snowballs. And the last one cost his team the Baron. So he's got to play much more carefully. He is very killable, for sure. Yeah, first item, Knight's Vow.
We have to remember, too, that it's one of Keen's signature and best picks, so taking it is also a denial as well. So you'll see that a lot of times the denial pick puts you on something you're not as comfortable on. But you have to weigh the advantages and stuff, like, is taking this guy's signature pick away from him worth it to me so that he's not on it even if I'm not as good as he is? So far, the answer seems to be no, but I definitely see where it comes from in draft, like what they're going for and what they're aspiring to when they make these picks and these decisions. Peanut fan is deep. Oh,
the kickback onto the Poppy. It looks like that might just be a kill onto Barlow real quick as he gets Syndra ultimate, and that goes down instantly. I don't know what the Galio ultimate for. Maybe just disengage. But
Fever.
It worked.
Yeah. This is bad.
Bard ultimate. And that might be a kill. Okay, Camille's going in onto the back line, has to flash out. Maybe everybody gets out here. Spinning Axis gets hit by the Nunu root. And the red smite gets the kill onto Camille. Peanuts fan looking for the kill as Galio hits a one-man knockup onto Danny Cuteboy, but he should be out for free. RE10 hits a nice knockback, but the scoop back from Baboon, as that's just going to be enough. Ooh. Okay,
is he going to go down?
No,
Flash is coming out fast and heavy.
Good. No. It's close, though. He's looking for the kill here.
No.
He might have it. Okay. It's a little greedy.
Jim, yes!
We're going
Jim, yes!
What was that Nunu snowball?
Jim, no, Jim, yes!
The Nunu snowball curved? Hello? What is that? I guess Nunu's OP or something.
I mean, we have to... Let's pay attention to the fact that we have... Lee Sin's fairly squishy. He has a little bit of MR, but he's not like a tanky champion, and we do have a 3-1 and 8 Nunu, who was 2-1 and 8 at the time. So
I'm just saying, the snowball hit him when he was clearly behind the tower, okay? Which really, all that means is you're not safe ever. So, keep that one in mind, I guess. Oh my lord. So the Bard build, I think, is probably going to be Redemption? Has to be, right?
Yeah, he's going for Redemption here. But at this point,
it's gonna be DD Ezreal, Redemption Bard. We're looking at probably the Void Staff again on Azir. And then Nunu's just basically can build whatever he wants from here. He's the same champion until the end of the game.
Yeah,
Top lane has the Adaptive Helm. He's pretty much unkillable now to Kaisa.
Oh boy.
For a kill bot, actually AFK should be out for free. Nice hook shot. Yeah, I don't know how much, now that Baron's worn out, it's kind of just a stalling game, maybe?
Yeah. And I mean, worth noting here too is that Barlow matching the Syndra and the side lane is really rough for the Syndra. The Adaptive Helm makes it so that Syndra's ult, every ball after the first one does 20% less damage, and all of her abilities that strike you with the Dark Spheres are considered the same source in regards to the Adaptive Helm. I think it's a little cool thing when you play Syndra that a lot of people don't know. Adaptive Helm is a really good item into her, because even if she hits you with Scatter the Weak, the ball that connects with you is still considered the same source.
Yes, so it's going to do less damage. Nice ultimate out from the Camille. She gets scooped back, actually, which means that the Camille Hextech Ultimatum goes down. Lee Sin Q hits a minion! It might be a turnaround! The boom goes down, but that might be a turn... Oh, 2 go down on the side of Dream City Esports. Maybe. That's not worth. Great TP out from Barlow there, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, as it looks like Kai'Sa's going in for the kill. I think Keen's dead.
Keen is dead, but Risen is
pushing
pushing hard in the bot lane here. And now they just have an even map state with 3 members of each team on the map. But Risen, has the Barlow and Jim Cantori and Danny Cubati still alive, so they have a better pushing squad here.
I would say that right now in the 3v3, I definitely give the priority over to Risen, just because they can take the fights, because they already have the vision established. But I think that the damage-wise, it's not even close. I think Meme City Esports shreds.
Danny Cubati.
Ooh, okay, Arcane is fine.
He was excluded.
Okay. Yes. Someone did all the work in the group project. Uh-oh. That's a TP in from actually AFK. It looks like that might be a play. No ultimatum up. Nice. 2-man stun. As that's going to be a kill onto the jungler. Jim Cantori goes down. That's pretty big.
Are we throwing? Are we throwing?
A little bit for fun, I hope. But
throwing for fun,
yeah. It's going to be close right now because Soul Point is on the side of Meme City Esports, which does get the win con, and Baron's up. What do you think?
I mean, Cloud Drake, the Soul isn't as much of a win con. It looks like they are going to take the 80-20 Baron here. They take it really, really quickly with the Kaisa. Oh, Bard missing the ult. This is looking rough for Risen.
Oh, nice flash out as the Boom misses the ultimate. As the taunt comes out, the Boom should go down here. That's a one-shot. It looks like Poppy might go down as well, as actually AFK goes down as well. In the background, Lee Sin Q misses. Nice knockback. Looks like a fight on the background. Danny Cubati goes down. He's unable to take out the 80 carry. As Spinning Axis wins the 1v1, gets flashed on by the Poppy and gets blown up instantly. The Raptor camp doing a little bit of work there. As that might just be a disengage. Nunu Snowball coming in. We'll see. Speed up from Bard. Shirelius Reverie with
beautiful.
Nunu Snowball doesn't hit except for actually it's the afternoon as he does go down. I don't think it's the afternoon needed to die there. Oh, the chase? No. Yeah, no way. There can't be a way that works, right?
No, I mean, it looked like there for a brief second. It looked like Risen was actually going to throw the whole game. I don't know if you were seeing that, like from the angle I was seeing it, but
for sure,
that was a rough start. It looked like they were actually going to lose the entire game right there.
This is Baron though, right here.
It should be,
by the way.
Oh yeah, he can just
if he wants to, yeah, but it'll take him too long, so you might as well get the TP out from him. It's a good play.
Just look at Baboom's damage. Azir is disgusting, and he's only got like 2 little soldiers beating on him. He's just basically autoing. Like that's gross. That is gross.
I don't think Baboom needs the Void Staff. No one's building MR.
It's really good for
everyone gets blown up.
It's really good for pure damage, though, too. It's one of the best pure damage mage items in the game because it's not.
I would say decap though. He's building it now. But...
Yeah. I mean, it just it's so much raw damage because a lot of these characters have low MR to begin with. So getting rid of 40% of it almost makes you, in some cases, you're almost doing true damage to a lot of these people with like the sword shoes and everything. So I can definitely see where he's going for it. It's a great item.
I would say that at this point in the game, if I was Baboom, I would be thinking about Zhonya's. So I would have maybe sold my D-Ring and picked up a stopwatch. Because all of his deaths are him just exploding to Syndrome, you know?
Yeah, most of them anyway. He did get caught out that one time in the bot lane as well, but I mean, that was also an advantageous fight for his team. But yeah, I mean, at least a stopwatch, maybe not as Zhonya's, but I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more stopwatches in this series. You know, usually in these high elo series, we're seeing them, 4 or 5 a game.
Not doing any damage, actually. Poppy's too tanky. Nice stun. Danny Cute Body takes a Luden's proc off the Scorch, but nothing crazy happening. Taunt does land on the Poppy. Barlow's going to take a little bit of damage, but really all that's happening is Aftershocks.
Oh, gross.
Oh, the double stop. It looks like Spinning Axes might... He pops the stopwatch? I think he's going to die off that. Yes, he does die. It looks like the fight's going to be coming down. Nunu ultimate goes through as Poppy ult knocks everybody back as Baboom ults after it. Maybe that was a little bit of miscommunication as they just get left out to dry, thrown back into their nexus.
Barlow is just gross. His timing and his champion knowledge is just gross. This is really looking dire.
A little bit of trading. I don't think that there's any way that anything can happen here. It's the afternoon, misses the Justice Punch as he gets a nice 3-man taunt off, but nothing's really happening. Bard Meeps are coming through, slapping them in the face. Peanut Fan has to flash out. He does still have the kick. Nice 3-4-man knockup from the kick into the Galley ultimate, but everyone's able to kite it out. Danny Cupati catches it.
He just ended the game.
Put down here as Jim Cantore, of course, is going to end the game.
Oh, jeez. And in surprising fashion, yeah. Risen will be moving. I almost said Risen will be removed. I'm sorry to everybody that was watching us there. Risen is now officially removed
from the game.
But no, congratulations to Risen on moving on to, I believe, the semis of the lower bracket. And it's either the semis or the finals here. I had to pull up the bracket to see. Let me see here.
Chaotic game, but shout out to RE10. Just looking at the damage graph after the game, he did do the most by like a pretty decent margin too, which you wouldn't expect. But big respect. He played. Everybody, I think, played quite well, but very good drafting and very good champion knowledge led to a very solid series with the 2-0 coming out from Risen.
Yeah, I think really at the end there, Barlow kind of turned it with that double block on the Poppy, and then that allowed them to really start that last fight. Just the positioning and everything. And yeah, big shout out to Meme City Esports too. I think they played it really well. I don't think this was like a 2-0 looking series. Definitely not a stomp. So you guys keep improving your team. Thank you for playing in the UCL. And thank you guys for your participation. We really appreciate that. The amateur scene in general really appreciates participation. So you guys go back to the drawing board, find some comps, find what works for you, enjoy yourselves, and have fun playing. That's really all I have for you guys tonight. Congrats to Risen. We'll be back with more of their shenanigans as we move forward.
Well played, well played.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you real quick before we go to. Thank you, Muffin. This was your debut cast, right?
For Risen, anyway.
Yeah, for Risen, anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for being with me here, and we'll be back probably next week with some more UCL action. So if you have anything else to add, I just wanted to say goodnight to everybody.
No, it was really fun. I think very good series. Really, really high level gameplay for sure. Everything that we talked about in terms of like mistakes, these weren't, silver analyst mistakes. These were really high intensity, high elo plays that they made. So I think both teams played extremely well. So I was very happy.
Yeah, I mean, really competitive series, and we will see you guys next week. Again, thank you, Muffin, for being with me here. You guys have a great night.